We are a group. We're a group of smart men on a smart podcast about smart things.
That's right. After show 15, boys.
What are we doing after this?
Yes.
We're doing dumb trivia. Beep.
Where our
What'd you do
first
with your
guest
mouth?
is going to be beep.
Why are you guys doing that? I will recycle a joke from last episode.
So
Wait,
This-
you mean to
this
tell
is-
me you can't do that?
this is my last after show, and it's
That's
been
right.
brought to my attention that apparently after show 13 of mine is doing particularly well in the ratings.
Yes. Let me confirm that once again. Let me just refresh that. Yeah, after show 13, you have 103 downloads currently.
Shit,
Jeez.
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Thanks for listening, everybody. So, you want to know what I'm doing this week?
Well, kind of. Isn't that why we're here?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. So I was making a list about
Were you
things,
checking it twice?
and I was checking it twice.
Gonna find out who's naughty or nice.
That's right. And you know who was not nice?
Is it me?
Not you, Jesus. Is it me, Jesus?
Reference is lost, but I'm sorry.
Well, boy. It was it was Craig actually,
Craig?
Huh?
because it's Craig's List.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
you. I hate you.
We're talking about Craig. We're talking about Craig's List today.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
No,
interesting.
all right.
There's actually really nothing like scandalous about Craigslist. I just figured,
Really?
why not talk about a thing that's been around for a lot of years that a lot of people use, but no one really understands, like, I guess how it works, or it's just kind of a little sketchy, a little shady, but yet it's still, no one
Totally
really knows how it
legitimate.
makes money either,
I don't think it does.
Huh.
but it does, and I'm going to get into that.
Okay.
It's actually quite a large company, but let's just talk about the history.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into
Okay.
it. Play the music.
Intro.
I titled this show's Craig's Big List.
Okay.
And you're going to see why in a minute. So Craigslist, headquartered in San Francisco, was founded in 1995 by Craig Newmark. A self-proclaimed nerd, Newmark spent the first 18 years of his career at IBM, where he assisted other clients as a technical support engineer. Sounds pretty nerdy to me.
I'd
Sounds
say.
about right.
After 10 years in Detroit and Pittsburgh, Newark decided to spice things up and move out west. So in 1993, he moved to San Francisco. When he arrived there,
Nice.
Newmark started immersing himself in local programming events and get-togethers. To keep himself and his friends up to date, he started an email list that would notify everybody about the events that would take place. That email list became a fun side project of his, but after a while took on a life of its own. Eventually, people started posting other content, such as the furniture they would sell. People even started buying cars from each other, all off that list.
Craigslist.
At some point, everyone's inbox was cluttered with updates, making it an absolute mess to handle and navigate. To streamline the content, Newmark decided to put up a simple website that would list all offerings. His email list became known under the alias Craigslist.
Oh, nice.
And friends of his suggested the name to name the website in a similar fashion. Craigslist.org went live in 1996. Newmark registered Craigslist as a .org because the site was launched as actually a nonprofit.
Okay.
But soon after, the website was started being used more and more for commercial purposes. One of those frequent users became Christina Murphy, a tech recruiter out of San Francisco. She had frequent calls with him as a result, frequently screwing up her job postings. Leave it to the women.
Gee.
Oh,
I'm just
we
kidding.
went from celebrating pride to degrading women in one episode.
Murphy, along with an IT consultant called Nancy Malone, began discussing a more professional foundation of Craigslist. In 1998, the trio launched a nonprofit called List Foundation, where recruiters would pay $30 for job ads. Malone was the company's CEO. For over a year, the site was available under two domains, namely Craigslist.org and listfoundation.org. Unfortunately, tensions between Malone and Newmark quickly started to emerge. Play the music. Bum, bum, bum.
We have a scandal on our hands.
That's right. The former wanted to accelerate growth, money, 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 seeing how comparable .coms were ranking billions during their IPOs. Newmark, on the other hand, wanted for things such as the price for an ad to remain as is. These tensions.
Cory, I love your little sound effects you've been putting in.
Thank you. These tensions.
Money, money, money. You should have did the Mr. Krabs. Money, 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 money.
These tensions led to an inevitable split on a faithful day in September 1999. Users who tried accessing the List Foundation domain would be automatically redirected to a for-profit website called Metrovox. Now, I don't know about you, but if I got sent to a website called Metrovox, I would not stay.
I'd be mad.
Was Metrovox the new name of the list share?
Correct. That was the
Okay.
List Foundation.
Oh, the List Foundation. Excuse me.
So, blindsided by the move, kaboom, blindsided, Newmark quickly urged his users to not visit the List Foundation domain anymore. And due to years-long relationship he had built up with them, they followed his command like the little sheep that they are. And, a few months later, the bubble burst and Metrovox was shut down.
Ooh.
To avoid a similar incident, Newmark decided to run Craigslist as a for-profit organization. Christian, do the money.
Ching.
Thank you. Furthermore, acknowledging that he lacked the managerial skills to run a large organization, he
Subsequently?
Thank you. Subsequently, I couldn't get it out. Subsequently, handed over the reins to Jim Buckmaster.
Hey, Cory, you know how you took like a remedial math class in grade school? You sure you didn't need to do reading as well?
Also, I don't know why you're having trouble getting it out. It's Pride Month.
That's fine.
Buckmaster joined Craigslist. Fuck both of you. Buckmaster joined Craigslist team of 10 as a software program in 2000. In a little history, I guess, on Buckmaster here. In 1986, dropped out of medical school at the University of Michigan, but continued to hang around campus to study classics and doing data entry work. He eventually began teaching himself how to program and went on to join Creditland as a software engineer in 1999. At Creditland, he found himself constantly clashing with the sales side, which imposed unrealistic demands on the engineers. A few months later, he posted his resume on Craigslist, where Newmark eventually discovered it. After Newmark hired him, he began working on a few features such as the site's search function. A few months later, Newmark asked him to lead the company as CEO.
Oh, snap.
Which he has done ever since, actually.
Wow.
Let's see. In the following years, Craigslist's popularity continued to rise. By August 2004, the site had surpassed 1 billion monthly page views. Billion, with a B.
Wow.
Wait,
Jeez.
did we explain how Craigslist makes money now? Is it their job recruitment thing?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
But essentially, yes.
Okay.
So, billion views, making it one of the most frequented websites in America. That same year, eBay, you know eBay.
Yes.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, small company, invested $32 million in exchange for receiving a 28% stake in the company. So that'll make you some money.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah. So that became one of the inaugural moments in the firm's history and the cause for future legal battles. More on that later.
Oh, boy.
Over the next few years, Craigslist continued to add more cities and countries to its platform. The firm stayed true to its San Francisco roots until 2000, but then decided to expand across the United States. In 2006, Craigslist announced that it would add another 100 cities to its portfolio, both from the States as well as other countries such as Malaysia, Portugal, and Pakistan.
Oh.
Nice.
While Craigslist continued to rise in popularity, it started to face scrutiny, both from the court of law as well as other businesses. For once, the platform had been known for having listings that would encourage prostitution. You know, as they had the
I think I remember hearing about this this breaking on the news.
Yeah, it was a big deal. In 2008, 2 people were murdered after meeting with a supposed client that was seeking erotic services. The murders led South Carolina's Attorney General to threaten the platform with potential litigation. As a result, Craigslist created a dedicated adult section on its site that it was required to frequently monitor. Others speculated that the threats of the Attorney General were simply a result of the heavy lobbying conducted by the newspaper industry. The rise of Craigslist, which charged considerably lower for its classifieds, led to heavily declining revenue figures for many newspapers. In 2014, Harvard researchers calculated that Craigslist had cost the newspaper industry $5 billion between 2000 and 2007. The continuous lobbying ultimately led to the closing of Craigslist's adult section in 2010. Removing ads for erotic services evaporated nearly a third of the company's overall revenue.
Oh, jeez.
Despite the heavy blowback,
Giggity.
Craigslist's popularity, it still remained high. They did everything in its power to protect that popularity. In 2012, it had made dramatic changes to its terms and conditions. As a result, Craigslist became the exclusive licensee of the content generated on its platform, which granted it the ability to sue anyone that used it without permission. That same year, it sued PadMapper and 3Taps for using its classified data without the company's consent. As a result, both sites had to take the content down. Nevertheless, Craigslist gained some inspiration from its interaction with them. In 2012 of October, it introduced a new map view feature that displayed apartment locations across cities. The feature marked the first significant change to its platform since it introduced a new design back in 2005.
Wow.
At the start of 2010s, more and more businesses started to emerge and tried to offer a better user experience in some of the verticals Craigslist operated in. Example included Airbnb in the vacation rental space, Tinder for dating, or OfferUp as a supposedly safer version of its for sale section. Yet Craigslist user growth remained unfazed by the rise of other competitors. Many argue that keeping the site easy to navigate and its design unchanged, users eventually just grew accustomed to the Craigslist experience because people are accustomed to what they like.
I'd say, yeah. I bet if they try to change Craigslist now, people would like shit a brick.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah,
especially if it's stayed the same for so long.
So, eventually they became available in over 700 cities. So they went from 100. Well, they went from San Francisco to like 100 cities to 700.
It's a big jump.
I would say
jump.
That's pretty good.
So knowing the asset they had under their hand, the founders made sure to maximize their control. This is where a little bit of that scandal comes in.
Okay.
In 2015, they purchased back the 28% stake that eBay had acquired back in 2004. The buyback marked the end of a decade-long dispute between the two platforms. So eBay, they started noticing Craigslist was trying to do some shady stuff, and it was going to devalue the money they put into Craigslist.
Oh, so then they could buy it back cheaper.
Right. So there was a lot of suing.
Okay.
There was a lot of suing going on because obviously eBay wanted to protect their investment. So eventually, though, Craigslist,
which is fair,
right? So eventually, Craigslist bought it back, and then eBay started a competing classified service named Kijiji back in 2007, which later became known as eBay Classifieds.
I was going to say, and that does so well because we all know about eBay Classifieds today.
Craigslist retaliated by diluting the shares eBay owned from 28 to 25%, which led to various legal altercations. eBay eventually won the legal dispute in 2010. Getting back portions of his ownership stake allowed Newmark to spend more on the philanthropic. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Philanthropic efforts he started to engage in. In 2018, he donated $20 million to the CUNY Graduate School of Journalism, a move that received both positive and negative responses because nobody could be happy.
No.
I guess so.
After all, critics argue that Newmark himself was responsible for the declining revenue and struggles of the newspaper industry. Many other donations
that does make sense.
have followed since. In December of 2019, Craigslist announced a move that would catapult it into the 21st century by launching an Android and iOS app. Did you know that?
Oh, no.
I had no
didn't know
idea. I had no idea they had an app. It came as no
Neither did I.
surprise, though. The app was barely been updated ever since it was released in November 2020. They added
Wow.
a dark mode,
Oh, good.
which remains one of the only updates ever released.
That's great.
Yeah.
Today, Craigslist remains to be one of the world's most frequented websites. It records over 400 million visitors every month, equating to around 50 billion monthly page views, while being available in 70 countries across the globe.
Jeez.
So how does Craigslist make money?
Yeah.
Yeah, how
they-
does Craigslist make money?
They make money by charging a listing fee on selected categories, only selected. Users are charged with the following rates when uploading a listing on Craigslist. Job postings in the United States ranging from $10 to $75. Apartment rentals in selected cities such as Boston, Chicago, and New York. And commercial real estate listings costing $5. All for sale by dealer offerings ranging anywhere between $3 and $5. Cars and trucks offered by dealers, as well as cars and trucks, RVs, and motorcycles by owner for $5. Furniture, only for Vancouver listings, costing $3 because I guess fuck you, Vancouver, for some reason.
Yeah, why Vancouver?
Wow,
furniture?
yeah.
I don't know. Gigs in
Wonder
the,
if there's some weird law.
maybe gigs in the United States and selected Canadian areas ranging between $3 and $10. Service offerings in the United States and Canada for $5 apart from the above mentioned prices. Listing on Craigslist remains free of charge.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've posted a few things on Craigslist. I've never been charged.
Really?
Because
Yeah.
were you in the adult classifieds?
I was.
Thought so.
Yeah, I was in the misconnections tab.
Aw.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
no,
Well, you found us, though.
that's true. I did find you. The firm
Yeah.
essentially operates on a freemium, not premium, freemium model, which helps drive.
Is that the first time you ever heard that word?
It is.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's funny.
First time I've ever heard it.
Which helps
Really?
drive growth
Yeah.
and retain customers. Others speculated that it would add other monetization streams, but it seems that Newmark has no interest of doing that.
Hell yeah, Newmark.
Yeah. So funding, valuation, and revenue. I talk a little bit about that. According to Crunchbase, Craigslist has raised a total of $13.5 million in one funding round. Online marketplace eBay invested in a venture round that was announced in August of 2004. Given that Craigslist remained to be a private company, its valuation has not ever been disclosed to the public, and no one really knows how much money it makes, but estimated annual revenues of $760 million. Its valuation of the company probably ranges anywhere between $2 billion to $3 billion.
Wow.
With an employee base of around 50 people, 50, the company generates
Wow.
roughly $15 million per employee, making it extremely profitable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say all that money for 50 employees total.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And
Yeah.
I
So
was gonna say, I bet they don't see that proportionally.
no, so
There's a
the
bar or
not.
well, maybe I don't know. He was kind of a socialist, fair
Just
guy.
because. No, I'm not gonna get into it.
That was for you, buddy.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
Oh, it definitely was.
So no one really knows who owns Craigslist besides like Newmark, but no one knows like who owns what because it's never disclosed its ownership structure to the public. With
It's so
Okay.
weird.
With its share buyback from eBay in 2015, it is believed that the company is fully owned by founder Newmark, CEO Buckmaster, and a few selected employees.
Yeah.
Why is Craigslist so secretive?
I don't. It's private.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, isn't it because it's private they can remain secretive?
I don't know.
If they
It just
choose to.
seems
Yeah.
like it just seems like they're extra secretive. It's just Craigslist, guys.
Yeah. Sources.
I guess that's their decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sources used for this was from productmint.com.
Thanks,
Nice.
Product Mint.
So yeah, that's
Well, that was-
Craigslist.
Yeah. That was
Thank you,
that
Cory.
was,
That was interesting.
rather fascinating.
I didn't know all that.
Yeah.
Neither did I. I only did this because I was actually looking on Craigslist the other day.
Oh, for what?
okay.
Just different stuff, gear.
Just browsing the
Yes.
adult section.
Sometimes people post, they have, they need like film stuff and services,
Yeah.
and so sometimes I look on there and try and do it.
There.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, that's Craigslist. New mark.
Thank you. That was a good episode 15, Corey.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's a solid finale for the after show.
Wonderful.
I think so.
I think so too.
So we have to figure out something else to do.
I guess we're gonna have to do beep.
Yeah,
I don't know how you're doing that.
yeah, we've got beep.
Please stop.
In the
I
works.
can't do it myself.
So we'll let you guys know when those will be popping out into the world.
Yeah,
just stay tuned.
When beep comes out.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
So
We're still waiting for Christian to master that ability, so it might be a little bit.
with that being said, I'm done. I'm done after shows.
Yeah,
Thanks, Corey.
yeah.
He's out. He's free.
Drop
All
the
three
mic.
of us have. All three of us have done the after show.
Yeah,
They have.
they've been fun.
Yeah,
I'm glad to be done.
Yeah. Well, I think Christian and I can speak on that from experience that
nice.
it's nice to be done, but these after shows are we'll just eat you alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
It's only 5 minutes out of my week, but it sucked.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we learned something.
We do.
Yeah, I think that was the whole point of this first round of after shows was to just give more insight on stuff that we wanted to talk about,
Yeah,
especially on stuff that no one really would try to learn about on their own.
Like Craigslist.
thanks, Craig.
Yeah.
Like Craigslist. So cool. Well,
Do you want to take us out of here, Corey?
yeah. I mean, listen, we do it every week. You know where to find us. Socials.
Yeah.
Want to donate to us? ko-fi.com/dumbtrivia. But besides that,
Everything will be in the episode description.
yeah.
Yeah.
Episode
Check it out.
23 of Dumb Trivia Proper is out next week.
Yeah.
But besides that, anything else to add, boys?
I'm going to go to bed.
You go to bed. It's late. We've been on this
Yeah.
call. We've been doing this for 3 hours now.
Nice.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah. So, cool.
All right, boys.
Love you both.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah,
you
love you
both.
too.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah.
And
Thank you, listeners. Share the podcast at any time and often.
Please.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we really do.
And anything else to add before we get out of here?
Thank you, JoJo, Susie, and Gigi.
Oh, that's, yes, always that.
Yeah. So,
Always.
okay. See ya.
But maybe like something like words.
Oh, okay. Bye.
No.
Roll the outro.
It's Dumb Trivia, where the questions are dumb and the hosts are dumber. It's Dumb Trivia. You'll probably learn a lot of things you didn't want to discover. You don't win anything, but that's alright. You can look down on your buddies with your bragging rights. Hang with Cory, Andres, and Christian too. They're best friends, now they're friends with you. Knowing nothing is the only criteria. Come on, it's Dumb Trivia.